Are you nervous or hesitant in settings where there are authorities, bosses, or the executive team? Do you avoid directly approaching women or men that you find attractive? In any given social situation, we are assessing where we fall in the pack hierarchy and behaving accordingly, based upon appearance, wealth, position in an organization, authority, knowledge, clothing, skill level, and many other criteria. We are determining if we are above or below this person. This happens mostly unconsciously, but is happening nonetheless. Changing your stance towards others requires awareness. As soon as you stop buying into a given metric of status, you've broken free. For example, if you truly did not care about how much money someone had, you would walk into a room full of billionaires and interact freely and confidently. You could start conversations, make jokes, and just be yourself. If, on the other hand, you were locked into the cultural mindset that your net worth equals your human worth, then it would be a different story. You would be nervous about entering that room. You would be hesitant to approach people, join into groups, and engage others, for fear of them looking down upon you. We consciously know that our superiors in business just have a higher rank or status than us, but we subconsciously think that they have a higher quality than us. As a result, we often approach people who are of a superior standing in the company as if we are inferior human beings. This can amplify approval-seeking, people-pleasing, or hesitation. It generates fear, avoidance, worry about meetings and presentations. The key to being less nice around your boss, senior management, and anyone else is to see through the company strata and look right at the person in front of you, the human being, the soft, fleshy pile of bones, organs, and skin, the one who has hopes, dreams, and fears just like you. Everyone you work with, no matter how high up in the company, how successful, how experienced, or how rich, is still just some person, some dude, some gal. They sleep in a bed, poop in the morning, and sometimes get terrible gas that they try to hide from others. They sometimes feel happy, excited, confident, and totally on fire, and sometimes they feel confused, uncertain, or inferior, even if you've never seen them act that way. They have challenges in their relationships, and sometimes struggle with their spouse or kids. They will get old, they will get sick, they will feel afraid at times, and eventually they will die. The more you see through the suits, the jargon, and the "I got it all together" facade, the more relaxed and confident you will become. The opposite of nice is not to be a jerk. It's not insulting others, saying bigoted or highly antagonizing things, bullying, or attacking people's characters. It's not telling others to shut up or intimidating them. The opposite of nice is being real. It's being direct, honest, and truthful. It's saying what you really think, expressing how you really feel, and sharing what's true for you in that moment. This authenticity allows others to see and know the real you. You can be honest and direct in communication. Be more authentic. Not nice means speaking up and asserting yourself, your opinions, ideas, and desires. It's challenging others when you disagree, standing behind your convictions, and being willing to have difficult conversations. You do this because you want full contact with life and other humans, instead of hiding who you are behind a polite wall of fear. You are no longer held back by the fear of what others will think of you. That means you are still kind, caring, and attentive. You still do things for other people, Stretch yourself to give. But you are not doing that to please others. You are not doing that so no one ever feels a hint of discomfort. You can choose to say yes, and you can choose to say no. You can hold back and keep quiet, or you can ask a tough question that challenges someone. If someone close to you is doing something that annoys you, you can bring it up and talk about it. You no longer avoid, walk on eggshells, or tiptoe around. You are you, the real you. You feel comfortable to be yourself around anyone, in any situation, without fear of whether they were going to like you or not, without worrying about how they were taking everything you said, or if you were upsetting or offending anyone. You live without all the over-analyzing, guilt and discomfort. You say what you actually think and feel, and share yourself with the world. Say what you want. Say what you don't want. Share what you would like to be different in the situation. Find the courage to be more direct and vulnerable. Saying what you want doesn't necessarily mean you will get what you want. Simply the act of bringing something up, asking the other person questions, and then sharing what you want makes you feel completely better. If someone feels like they cannot be themselves, they suffer. It doesn't matter how many people love them or admire them, how famous they are, and how much money they are making. If they aren't being themselves, stuffing instead of speaking freely, or acting a role that is not congruent with their essence, there will be pain. If your goal is to get people to like you, then you will avoid certain topics, smile politely, and do a dozen other things from the nice person playbook. But what if your primary goal is simply to get to know the other person and let them know you? Knowing someone comes from sharing what's really happening inside, transparently and vulnerably. It requires authentic expression of what we are experiencing in the moment. This includes what we are thinking, feeling, and perceiving. What we want and don't want, like and don't like. What's actually happening inside of us. When two people are doing this, the conversation becomes engaging. Even if they don't agree on all topics, there is a strong connection because both people are fully present. In contrast, when we come from a place of wanting to be liked, we are not fully there. We are hiding large parts of ourselves, and much of our attention is in our heads, filtering what we will say next to get the person to see us in a certain way. This lack of presence is instantly felt subconsciously by others, and they become less engaged and less interested, even if we are being friendly and asking all the right questions. Energy trumps content every time. When you stop trying to be liked, and your attention is just to share who you are, as you are, people like you way more. They are naturally drawn to you, and there is an ease and effortlessness about how you attract them. You can be yourself, reveal yourself. You don't have to wait until you are better, or you have it all sorted out, or you don't have negative feelings. You can be you. You are not responsible for other people's feelings, desires, and wants. You do not have to meet everyone's needs. You don't have to do everything that someone wants you to do. You don't have to do anything that someone wants, if it's not right for you. You are not responsible for meeting their needs. They are. You take care of yourself first when needed, acting with healthy self-interest. You support others when possible, while knowing each person is fully responsible for their own feelings. You honestly and lovingly express your true self, even though it sometimes leads to painful feelings. You freely speak your mind without the need to convince others or make them wrong. You share your grievances directly. You say no when you want to, even though it's hard. You speak freely. You choose authentic over perfect. You stand up for what you believe in, even when it creates friction. You know yourself better than others and easily brush off negative comments. You focus on showing up as 100% yourself, knowing that you only need to find your people, not everyone. You focus on being curious, connecting, and enjoying yourself. You give complete permission for others to think whatever they would like, and love that diversity of human experience. You know that the only criticisms that bother you are the ones you agree with. You know the world is a friendly place. If someone is harsh, they are disconnected from their heart, deeply hurting, and in need of compassion. You speak honestly and directly. You know that friction is inevitable in all healthy relationships and is a sign of two whole people coming together. Shedding niceness is not about making you a self-centered person who just takes whatever you can get from others. This is the common misconception about breaking out of nice, that you will automatically just flip to being some sort of terrible sociopath who hurts others. Shedding your excessive niceness and being more authentic is your path to reclaim yourself, the real you, who has been lost under layers of niceness, fear, and messages about who you should be. Discover what you like and dislike. Get to know yourself better, to have more clarity in your life. Ask yourself these questions throughout the day. What do I want? What don't I want in this situation? What do I prefer? What sounds good to me? What do I think about this? What's my opinion? How do I see the situation? Asking these questions will help you become more aware and connected with yourself. This is essential because chronic indecisiveness is a result of being disconnected or alienated from your true self. It's okay if you experience confusion about what you want. We are complex creatures and made up of many different parts. Part of you wants to spend time with that friend, and part of you would prefer to be alone. It seems like no matter which one you choose, there will be some sadness or missing out by not having the other option. That's okay too. Let yourself miss the other option, even as you pick the first one. The sense of freedom, ease, and confidence we want doesn't come from picking the right choice in all situations. It comes from looking inward, asking ourselves what we want, and honoring what we discover. Even if we don't choose it, or we don't get what we want, the simple act of valuing your own desires creates positive feelings of power and freedom. Each person has their own history, perspective, and worldview. Some people will dislike you simply based on your appearance, your physical features, or the clothes you wear. Some people may dislike you because you remind them of their critical mother or their ex. Others might feel intimidated or envious, and to deal with feeling inferior, they will judge and criticize you in their heads to bring you down a notch to their level. Still others are just feeling dissatisfied in their own lives, pissed off at their spouse or boss, and looking for an outlet to release their pent-up frustration. The reasons could go on, and they are mostly mysterious and remain unexamined in people. They won't get curious as why they have a negative reaction to someone. They won't look inward. They will think you suck, and that's that. We don't have control of whether people like us or not. The only thing we have control over is how fully we show up, how boldly and freely we can be ourselves around others. So give up trying to control everyone else's responses. You are not for everybody. You don't have to convince every individual who comes across you that you are a good, worthy person. Some people will love what you are doing, and some will not. That's okay. You are not for everybody. One person dislikes people who make more money than they do, and another person dislikes and looks down on people who make less. One person likes someone who tells long, detailed stories, and another person hates it when people tell stories because they get restless and bored. No matter what you do, some people are inherently going to dislike it. It can sound terrifying at first, until you realize that I am not for everybody. We think that a polished, polite image is what's going to win the hearts of those we desire. But actually, it's your true shape, rough edges, and unrefined energy that is going to attract your beloved. The way you just say what you think, express what you feel, and laugh at what's funny to you. The way you scrunch your nose up in disgust at oysters and other things you don't like. Your ability to be right there with the other person, making real contact with each other. That is what creates the charge. The niceness creates an invisible barrier between you and other people that blocks true connection and attraction. You please others to avoid rejection and stay safe and alone. You can choose to hold back, play nice, and try to be everything you think others want you to be. Or you can choose to step up, be real, and share who you really are. The first option is safety and leads to pain and isolation. The second can feel like a risk because you might get rejected. In fact, you will get rejected at times along the way, but you will also be accepted and deeply loved by the people you are meant to connect with. You are not looking for every man or every woman to like you. You are looking for your people. Remember, you are not for everybody. This is a great self-help book for those who are insecure in social situations, who have difficulty understanding their needs and desires, who are shy in social, romantic, and professional interactions, and generally lack self-confidence. It is a must-read for anyone who struggles with speaking up, setting boundaries, and saying no. It explains clearly and in detail the urge to be nice and the root cause of social anxiety. It's an easy and pleasurable read, with enthusiastic and authentic writing style. There are some negative aspects too. It's way too lengthy and repetitive, and could have been reduced by maybe 30%. At times it's boring, with too long stories and too many personal life details. It feels like the author goes around without cutting to the point, and some may find the foul language a bit much. On the whole, it's an enlightening and life-changing book. I give it 9 points out of 10. It's worth the read, but not for everybody.